morning, Thomas. Today's kind of an introspective day. I think it's our back to business day, and I've had to face a grim reality that this is going to be a tough climb. This developing an effective YouTube channel that both delivers who we are, but also has content that's delivers some takeaway. So anyway, I've been thinking about that and hope that today we can talk about back to business, both as it relates to developing this YouTube channel and also as it relates to e-commerce selling, whether it's eBay or Poshmark or whatever. So anyway, that's kind of my mouthful this morning. What are you up to?
Well, I spilled coffee on my computer yesterday, so I'm trying not to sulk about that because I stuck it in rice and it doesn't work. So I stuck it back in rice and hopefully that'll make it work. But in the meantime, yeah, I think this is a major topic. Kind of what do you think about this? Because I'm down for it. You got to have some sort of product before you really figure it out and you have something to deliver to other people. Not that we're not delivering value, but so that you can have something to deliver to, someone, another influencer, to build subscribers and a following. But
Thomas,
getting there is definitely a tortuous path.
Tortuous, twisted.
Yeah, God. If you're not willing to, put in the work and persevere. So that's why I look at this as a good challenge.
In the interest of full disclosure, just before I hit the record button, I said, "Hey, Thomas, how are you feeling about this?" And you gave it a good 5 count and then said, "When you say that, that generally means that you're having some feelings about it. So what are you feeling about it?" And so step one, if you're going to find a partner for YouTubing, try to find someone that you are comfortable showing your dirty kitchen to, or your insecurities to, or that can tell after a time when you ask something that it's your own insecurity you're doing. So, step one, it's back to business on a YouTube channel. Pick a partner.
I'd say, and if you're not picking a partner, be willing to share those details, because otherwise you don't look like a person.
I think if this weren't a channel largely about how to develop a channel, we wouldn't be talking about this. But
no,
I don't want people to think that it's, that we just magically figured this out. We're not magically figuring it out. Fortunately, we have some good coaches and, some good resources. But for example, Thomas, back to business on our YouTube channel, I think I'm going to develop some kind of a standard background for us. When I look at other successful YouTubers, they don't seem to have, like me with my cat wandering around occasionally, or, a plant like that plant back there. It looks like it's dying. It's not. So I'm gonna try to do that. So I'm gonna try to standardize. The other thing I'm gonna try to do, and other people developing a channel may want to do this or not, is when I look at the big kids playing at the YouTube channel game, they all seem to have more of a structure to their casts than we do. And so I think that we should try, as I lamely tried this morning, to couch each video with what it's going to be, so people know when they come on. Like Mondays are always going to be back to business, and that can mean YouTube or this. So we're looking at the technical sides. I still don't understand what a trailer is. Today I'm trying to figure out the difference, and it seems like I always am, between a trailer and a short and a thumbnail.
I know what a thumbnail is.
Finally, I do too. It's the one where you look stupid and I try to make myself look smart.
Oh, I was just going to say it's that.
Why don't we do one? Here's my thumbnail for today. I think I'm going to do that. A great big thumbnail. I'm going to do that today. Watch, it's going to be exactly what is a thumbnail, and I'm going to put a thumbnail up there. That's going to be hard.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Okay, I got that.
I'm contributing.
You always are. If it weren't for the ridiculous, how could you see the sublime? So anyway, that's back to business on the YouTube channel. We are increasing our subscriber count. And by the way, if you're here and you're going to join us on our journey or just enjoy our chatter, it would really help if you will subscribe. That's how we're kind of
We were
gauging
supposed to say
our
this at the
success.
beginning.
Were we?
Mhm.
That's going
Well,
backwards.
thanks, everybody. Thanks for logging in. I'm Thomas. No, I'm Sally. That's Thomas. Please destroy the like button and then subscribe. And after you subscribe, hit the bell so that we can get more views and more watch hours.
We are going to try to, we are posting. We have not missed a day since June 10th. I'm not posting them all because some of them were frankly drivel, but and some of them were so politically incorrect that we'd probably get swept under the door at UBay.
Canceled. Canceled is the woke term.
The what?
Woke term.
Oh yeah, no, we're not going to do woke. No, we're not doing woke. Anyway, that does help and we appreciate it. So watch Mondays, we're going to do back to business. Tuesdays, oh my gosh, where's our list? Where's our list? Here I am doing it.
Tuesdays are interview days, which means we gotta get an interview set up tomorrow.
You know who you're going to interview? Tomorrow I'm going to be on an airplane on my way to France. Oh, by the way, that should be interesting. For the next week, our daily podcast is going to be kind of have a French accent to it because I'm traveling to France for a wedding and I thought we'd go thrifting. And and maybe I can find someone in France who speaks English because I don't speak French, who is a reseller, or maybe get a reaction to reselling as an interview. So anyway, this will be kind of a different week.
Totally. So for tomorrow, we gotta get that figured out. I bet I can get a dozen people on real quick. So we'll record that today. Behind the curtain, we'll record it today to post tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to be kind of busy today, but also I have one complimentary international Wi-Fi thing that I'm going to use going. So we could actually
that's about as fast as dial-up. When do you leave today?
You're right. I don't think they'll allow it, by the way.
No. When do you leave?
Tomorrow morning at 6 well, we're going to go to the airport at 6, but the plane doesn't take off till 9.
Oh, you leave tomorrow. Okay. So we have plenty of
We're going to go up to Portland tonight. Yeah, we're going to go to Portland tonight, stay at a friend's condo, and then in the morning, since they're now saying, by the way, to be at the airport 3 hours early. So
yeah, that's crazy. I'm there an hour early tops.
Yeah, I'm going to do it 3 hours early because I don't know. They might.
Well, you're old. Happening. Old people don't like to take chances.
Hey, let me tell you a good thing about being old. Number one, you can always get early boarding. You just look a little more pathetic than usual and feign a limp.
Why do you want to sit on the plane? I don't understand that. Why? What is the rush to get on the plane?
Oh, well, no, that's
in your comfortable seat on your computer.
No, that's for the flights where they don't have assigned seating.
No,
they don't have assigned seating. I want to be in first because I want us to have aisle seats across from each other. But anyway, that long story short. The other thing is we're flying on Delta. Bill he's a 2 million miler on those guys, and they treat him pretty nice anyway. But we have a short layover in Amsterdam. I don't know if anybody's ever had a layover in Amsterdam, but it's a mile to the because that's where we have to clear customs. Yep. It's just horrid. So he says, my wife has MS, which I do, and so could you provide some transportation to us? Oh, absolutely. So what we'll do is either I'll have to wind up being in a wheelchair or in a little cart because I really can't walk that far. And we'll be taken. Yeah, we'd be taken in. You know what? Here's the funny thing about MS. Some days, not a problem. Other days, and especially if it's hot days, and then I have a little bit of trouble walking. So, it's that's why I have the handicap sticker. And somebody said one time, one of my family, well, you're why don't you feel bad having that handicap sticker? He says, it really makes me mad when I see people with a handicap sticker get out of their car and walk. And I said, really? Would it make you feel better if I told you how bad I feel right now? It was my son-in-law. And he went, and I said, would it make you feel better if I told you I am numb up to my knees right now? Well, why didn't you say anything? I said, because it doesn't have anything to do with you. And I said, you never know when someone gets out of a car, if they've just come out of a chemotherapy session. So anyway, that's my back. So anyway, we're going to take off tomorrow, fly to Amsterdam, and then on to Bordeaux, and on to the vacation. So that's what's good about being old.
My one critique of handicap parking is,
Yeah.
why would you get upset about it? Because how bad is walking an extra 100 feet? What do you have to do? Park next to the handicap spot?
Yeah.
Like, is it really that inconvenient to have to walk by them? I don't understand the frustration.
You know, though, people get ticked off if the person in front of them at the movie theater gets more butter on their popcorn than they do. So in a world where everything is supposed to be equal, you know, people don't want anyone to have an advantage.
The great thing about the movie theaters these days is you put the butter on your own popcorn. They don't even do it for you.
I don't think that in Astoria, I think we're still monitoring the butter consumption.
Gotcha.
Besides, it's not butter.
Liberals.
I read that it was, what did they say? It was coconut oil. They said it's not even butter, it's yellow coconut oil. So I said to Bill, hey, I've got some coconut stuff that I bought to make some salve out of. So I am going to surprise you and just put it on your popcorn. So poor Bill, he's watching TV. I bring in the pint of popcorn and I'm watching like that. He goes, what? Why did you put the hand lotion? Well, I had the vanilla flavored coconut oil. So anyway, so much for that.
Oh, God.
So that's kind of where we are on the Back to Business on YouTube. Now, let's do back to business on reselling a little bit. Do you take the weekends off? Are you kidding me? Off from what? Off from what? Being old?
From
you take the weekends off from being stupid?
From that difficult task of listing 7 a day.
Right now I'm listing nada because I am officially on pause. However, I keep selling stuff. I'm on pause until I get back.
Brutal life, still selling.
Yeah, but I was only doing 7. So in normal times, yes, no, I don't take the weekend off. I have a bank that I just normally list the 7 on. And I'm going to be able to give some pertinent information, I think, on what happens when you pause the store. And so I'm still selling, but I'm saying I'm not shipping until the 4th of August.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a couple of returns. I never have returns. And the last one said they bought a used hat and they didn't like it because it's obviously used.
That's brutal. That's a tough life.
And they said, and it looks like it's been washed. So I said, I'm sorry you're not happy with the purchase, but fortunately I provide free returns. You know, just file a thing and thank you I do appreciate your business.
I've gotten so many returns. I just the most depressing thing about a return is when because I look at the app, when you hit the return requested button, you click on it and the wheel spins and you're like, please don't be an INAD, please don't be an INAD, please don't be an INAD. And then doesn't fit or ordered by mistake or didn't pops up and it's like, touchdown, thank God. Whew, don't have to worry about it.
It's taken me a while not to take it personally. I think I literally kind of cried. I hate the word literally, by the way. Why do people overuse that word literally? It has a meaning.
It's because everybody's overused it. So then it becomes natural to overuse it.
So the word should be I actually shed a tear because they said something.
There should be a lot of things things should be, but instead we're literally talking about why people use literally. So let's just move on with our day.
Can we just have one more kind of Sally rant? Is the word like. I have started counting the number of times people use the word like.
I've never heard anybody complain about that. I think you're the first one.
No.
Oh yeah, no crap,
Sally.
Every single person complains about how much they use like.
Then why
or
do
other
they
people
do it?
use like, because everybody uses it. So it's impossible not to say it because it's just so much part of anyone's vernacular. Because it's one of those words that you use just to gain time to think about the next word. Yeah, it's kind of like See, I use like there. It's kind of like although I guess that's
Yeah, that's
more of
similar
a,
to.
that's a justified use of the word.
Like is similar to or a feeling of affection. I think I didn't look that up. But anyway,
Thanks. Appreciate
I
the
don't know how we
Oxford
got
there.
off on that. Yeah, I don't know how we got off on that. Wow, I have an old dictionary, and it is about 6 inches wide. And that was back in 19, like 20. Can you imagine if there really were a printed dictionary, how wide it would be now? Because we keep, I don't know how people can do this. They arbitrarily they decide there are new words, and they're words that don't have
Or
any
new
basic.
or new meanings to words. See, my biggest criticism of that is, do you remember when the dictionary salesman sold that to you?
Yes, door to door. They came with the Book of Knowledge salesman.
Yeah,
And
in their covered wagon, pulled by oxen.
we were always so jealous of the kids who had, my parents bought the Book of Knowledge. They had a set of encyclopedias at home so that when they had to do a book report on, the links, they could look up under L and find links. We all had to go to the library. Anyway.
They had that one slanted source
Yes.
that apparently was backed up and totally justified. I love that. I love doing a book because I was from the age of when everything was online, but you still had to do book reports, and everybody and like the school still wanted you to find like a written source. Just such
You said like twice. You said like twice in the same sentence.
Brutal. So on any single book report, I would have whatever the secret is you go to Wikipedia, you learn all the information, and you just copy all the sources they have. And no teacher has ever gone through the sources except they want them like, what is it? They want the format of the citations to be in whatever stupid format that they like.
Yes. And if it's a magazine, it's one way. If it's a book, it's another.
So stupid and irrelevant, and nobody cares. It doesn't matter at all. But you just go to Wikipedia, copy all the sources, post me book report. No one knows.
Well, there we go. That's how you got through school.
That's the hack. That's how I got through school.
I also have an old medical book that, like this thick again. And I mean, there's stuff that makes me want to tear its pages out. It talks about, for example, women are suited for certain things and not suited for other, and you don't want to disrupt our delicate emotional nature by introducing things like politics into our
Isabella got really mad at me. Not mad. We had a discussion yesterday, 2 days ago. She brought up how that a lady swam for a mile in the Antarctic, and I was like, oh yeah, I heard about that. She's like, isn't that crazy? Like it's just crazy. And I said, well, it's not that crazy because women have a higher body fat than men, so it's more reasonable. Jesus. And she goes, what are you talking about? And I go, it's just physiological. Women have a higher body fat percentage than men do. She was very taken aback. It's just fact. It's just fact. There's nothing else.
Would so you
guys
say
can
that?
Stay warmer. And then I said it was all breasts, and she didn't think that was funny.
Yeah, you're just digging that. You've heard that thing, when you find yourself in a hole, drop the shovel. Quit digging. So anyway, back to business on selling. I noticed something. On Thursdays, people will be able to track it if they're so interested. But if you look back on a couple of our videos, you reviewed some things that I bought. And I remember one of the earliest ones, and I think I don't know which one it was, but it's back a ways. I was going to go up to Portland to the bins. And so you said, in fact, I think there was an earlier one where I just had a haul from the bins, and I've had this. I sent you 3 pages of stuff I'd bought, and it was brutal. You went through saying, crap, throw it out, don't list it. What'd you pick up that for? And so the next time I went, I had a smaller list, but it was still, well, that's crap. You're buying too much crap. You got 20 bins of that stuff. So if you look at the last time we did this, and I think it's I don't know which one it was, last one. I didn't buy as much and you didn't snarl at me as much. So my tip for today is buy less, sell more. In other words, really, and there's no other way to do it than just dig in and do it and have somebody who will be brutal with you, or look up every item when you buy it until your
Everything.
Rolodex, until you roll. And I was a little bit shy, standing in a thrift store looking up items. And then I thought, wait a minute, what is their motive for having all this stuff in this room? They want to sell it. They don't care if I'm buying it to resell, if I'm buying it to give to they don't care. So I just make sure I do it out of the way so I'm not blocking anybody's direction. However, I still am not coming through. Somehow a reseller sometimes makes people think that you're taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
So I was at a garage sale. By the way, I bought some glasses, got in the car, and I said, "Look what I got, Thomas." And he said, "Yeah, crap. And I had just spent too much money on them because they had kind of sexy names, and I thought that they must be good.
Yep.
Do you remember that show, The Christmas Story, where the little kid, he gets, the tagline is, "You're going to shoot your eye out with that little." It's a classic Christmas story. Anyway, the dad
Is that the
sends
black
away for.
and white one with the really depressing dad?
I don't know. They're all no. This is a. Oh, I got a potential spam. I'm sorry. End and accept. Hold and accept. Send a voicemail. Anyway, the dad wins a prize, and it comes in the mail, and he says, "Look, it's got to be good. It's foreign." And the wife says, "Why do you think it's foreign?" He says, "It says fragile on it." Well, fragile. He opens it up, and it's a horrible.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, it's a
Thanks,
horrible
Sally.
lamp with a leg out of it. So, fragile. Anyway, I bought them because I thought they had fragile type names on them, and they certainly didn't. But what I do now is, if somebody says, "Why are you buying all of these clothes?" I sometimes, all the time, say, "You know what? I am a wholesaler." It gives a whole new meaning. If you're a reseller, that means you're going to make money off of them.
Mhm.
If you're a wholesaler, you're going to make money off of those stinking resellers. So that's my new persona, is I'm a
It's
wholesaler.
pretty good.
And
I
that's why I
say,
can't pay a lot for things, because I'm just the middle gut man.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're just, and who are you wholesaling it to?
To people who
The
have
poor.
stores
No, no, to people that need it, to the
in a
needy,
foreign country. My grandma used to, the
people
threat
on a
to eat,
fixed income.
the threat to reason you should eat your dinner is because there are starving children. And my grandma, it was always, there are starving children in Hungary. And I always thought it was neat that the starving kids lived in a country named Hungary. But yeah, that was not funny. So I package, I wholesale.
Yeah, exactly. So my comment on this is, not only can you make more money by buying less and more specific about the things that you buy, you can make more by buying less because you've usually already bought so much stuff that by just tapping into the stuff you've already bought, I know, scary. By tapping into the stuff you've already bought, you've probably already paid for that, so the cost of goods is zero. You're making free money, baby. Money on top of money. And as long as it's worth your time to list.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I don't think I ever let this be on video, but I have a basement of shame. Down at the winery, I have a little area in the basement where the stuff that I bought that I haven't even looked at lives.
Mhm.
So occasionally I'm going to take you
bad.
to the basement, and we're going to open up a box and look at this stuff I have. And, maybe I'll clean out the basement at the same time we do a flip or flop,
Mhm.
or cream or crap. Cream or crap.
Well, so the great thing about a flip or flop is you have comparisons to stuff you bought back in the day. So you could buy new stuff, we could flip or flop that, and then see the improvement compared to previous purchases.
You can already do that to some extent if you peel back to a couple of the old videos, and I can't remember what the names of them are, but where you do have
Sally, we're moving forward.
Yeah, but if they want to,
we could do that, but look forward to the future videos.
Yes, come
Which
back
we're-
often because we're going to be
Every
doing this
day.
on a going forward basis. Actually, Thursdays are going to be our flip and flop days.
True.
Wednesday is going to be our, why can't I remember this? See, this is why I
Wednesday's
should
the
be-
trickiest days. Everything else is organized.
I know we had every single day we had something. We had back to business. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But every day there'll be something new. And this week will be a little different because I'll be in France.
True. So you're in France this week. You're
Mhm.
not going to buy. This is the perfect example of not being able to buy a lot and getting more out of buying less, because you're not shipping boxes home. Whatever you buy is going in a suitcase. So you're going to pick up small stuff and the best clothes that have ever lived, because I'm guessing there's not a lot of room in that suitcase for coming back.
Thomas, did I mention that Bill had 2 million miles with Delta and they don't give a crap how much luggage he puts on there? So I think we can have 4 suitcases each or 4 boxes each. So don't
Was Bill a
count on me not
consultant?
loading.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
gotcha.
he was, and traveled all over. And we're traveling a lot this year just because they are honoring his past status because of COVID for some reason. So, you know, we're going to be upgraded a little bit on our flights, and that'll be nice. So to kind of go through today, you asked me how I felt about YouTube. I'm just kind of in awe. I'm kind of dumbstruck, God-smacked right now about the amount of information there is and the amount of things you have to consider. It's one thing if you're going to do a video for your kids or your grandma, they'll forgive anything. But if you have to know what you're about and make sure you deliver something that has a takeaway in it. I
And the amount
hopefully
of
we
work.
also add.
The amount of work ahead of us to build this.
Yeah,
It's not an overnight success thing.
no, and the thing I know about, although you and I have never met, and by the way, anybody coming to FlipCon,
FlipCon. Yep.
and it's
Yep.
in Charlotte.
We have our own panel actually.
We have our piano, a piano, or a panel.
No, panel. No, we're doing a panel
I think
next to Rinzi and Harry Tornado. We're right up there.
Oh yeah, don't listen to anything he says. He has delusions of grandeur. What is your shirt today? I'm looking at it has a cat on it.
So guess what I did yesterday for the first time in a long time?
I don't know. Washed your hair, got a new shirt. What?
I went to the gym.
That's right, because I
know.
texted you and you said I'm at the gym. You were kind of flexing a little bit there. I'm at the gym.
I know, I went to the gym. So it means today I got to also go to the gym. So I'm wearing my tiger shirt and my purple champion shorts that don't have pockets. And
please
things are
don't.
going great.
Some things you just can't unsee. But if you happen to be, if anybody happens to go to FlipCon, Thomas and I, we're actually going to be there a day early. And, you know what we look like. We won't know what you look like. So, you know, say hi and tell us what you think. Be kind.
Sally wanted to bunk with me. And I said, no, Sally. No,
In
there's
your
not
dreams.
enough room for you.
Yeah, in your dreams. Besides that, I wouldn't want to ruin you for all the other women in your life to come. Sorry about that, Isabella. There will be no other women in his life to come. So with that,
Just her and my mom.
to go.
That's it.
I'm going to go pack a little bit, and I'm trying to decide, you know, detail everything I need. I've got lists, and Bill finally said, Sally, yes. He said, we've been to Poland before the wall came down, and it was really brutal. He said, we're not going to Poland before the wall came down. For example, the guy we're going to go his wedding, he said, hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm going to take you to Costco the next day. There's a Costco. So he said, if you forget hairspray, I bet you they can, you know, figure it out. So with that, I'm going to be off to my packing, and you're going to be off to the gym, and we're going to try to figure out somebody to interview today, right?
Let's do it. Yep. I'll see you.
Right.
I'll see you tomorrow. By tomorrow, I mean shortly. We'll record a video.
And then tomorrow we'll actually probably record on the plane, or slightly before I get on the plane.
That would be
or maybe
lit.
when I'm in Amsterdam.
Ooh, so exciting.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, see you soon.